to relish the happiness and the devotion of the pure devotee. So that's why is Bhakta Rupa. He has come in the form of a Bhakta Rupa. And the Bhakta Swarupa is Lord Nityananda Prabhu, the devotional manifestation. And Bhakta Avataram, the incarnation, that is Advaita Acharya, because he is the combined form of Lord Vishnu and Sadashiva. And we have here Gadadhar Pandit, who is Bhakti Shakti, the Shakti Tattva, or the Gadadhar Pandit is Srimati Radharani herself. And who is this in the green color, who is Bhaktakyam, the pure devotee? The pure devotee here is Srivas Thakur, and all the other associates headed by Srivas Thakur. So here Srivas Thakur represents Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, the devotees, the pure devotees of Lord Gauranga. So, and here we have three tattvas. So, Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu and Advaita Acharya, they are called Vishnu Tattva. And we have here Gadadhar Pandit, she is Shakti Tattva because she is Radharani, the Adi Shakti. And then we have Srivas Thakur, he is Jiva Tattva. So then we may wonder, we are also Jiva Tattvas, right? We are also, we the living entities in this world, we also fall under the category of Jiva Tattva. So there is a difference. We are Jiva Tattva, ordinary living entities. But here Srivas Thakur and the other associates of Mahaprabhu, headed by Srivas Thakur, they are all pure devotees. They are empowered Jiva Tattvas, empowered by the Lord. And who is Srivas Thakur? He is none other than Narada Muni himself. So Narada Muni has come in the Chaitanya Leela as Srivas Thakur. So this is just to give an identity to an understanding about Srivas Thakur, who is he, so Srivas Thakur is originally from, this one we will later share the other pictures. Srivas Thakur is originally from a place called Srihata. Srihata is the Sylhet. People, devotees in Bangladesh, they know this place Sylhet. So it's originally from Sylhet, but then later moved to Navadvipa. And if you see, this is Srivas Angan. You can see here Srivas Angan. So this is the home of Srivas Thakur. And when we go to Mayapur, we see that this place is not too far away. It's just 200 yards from Lord Chaitanya's home, that is Yogapita. So it is like very nearby. It's only 200 yards. So, the father of Srivas Thakur is called Jaladhar Pandit, and he had 5 sons. And the 5 sons of Sri Jaladhar Pandit, a very wonderful devotee of Lord Chaitanya. His 5 sons are Nalina Pandit, Srivas Srinidhi, then Shripati and Sriram. So 5 sons. Out of the 5 sons, Nalina is the eldest. Nalina Pandit is the eldest, and his daughter is, her name is Narayani Devi, and she is the mother of Vrindavan Das Thakur. And Vrindavan Das Thakur is called wrote the book Chaitanya Bhagavat, and he's called Vyasa, like just Vyasadeva wrote Srimad Bhagavatam, like that he wrote Chaitanya Bhagavat, a very exalted devotee. And so we see that Srivas Pandit's niece, Narayani Devi's son, Vrindavan Das Thakur. So a very glorious lineage, and the entire family, they all, all these sons of, or all the brothers of Srivas Thakur, they were completely dedicated to the service of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, and we see here that there's this place which is called Srivas Angan. It's a very, very special place. In fact, Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement began at Shiva Sangan. So when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he grew up, and later he went to Gaya for the Pindadan of his father. And then when he came back, Lord Chaitanya exhibited many ecstatic symptoms. So one time when he saw Srivas Thakur, his ecstasy went far beyond. And then later he went to Srivas Thakur, and he said to Srivas Thakur, everyone in the town is telling that I got a disease, And Srivas Thakur asked, what are the symptoms? And then Lord Chaitanya, he said that, whenever I chant the holy name, I dance in ecstasy and my voice choke up and the tears roll down from my eyes, and then great ecstasy, I faint. So then Srivas Thakur said, that's wonderful, yes, you have a disease and I too want the disease. So Srivas Thakur could understand that how Lord Chaitanya exhibited all this, Mahabhav. And in fact, Srivas Thakur appeared before Lord Chaitanya. There were some associates of Mahaprabhu who appeared before his appearance. Like as we know, Advaita Acharya appeared 50 years before. He was around 50 when Lord Chaitanya appeared. And Srivas Thakur was around 30. That time when Mahaprabhu appeared. So, and Haridas Thakur was also there before Lord Chaitanya's appearance. So all these three great stalwart associates of Mahaprabhu, they were praying for his appearance. Though we know that Advaita Acharya prayed very intensely, to shad the Salagram Sila with the Ganges water and Tulasi. We could see that parallelly Srivas Thakur and Haridas Thakur, they were also praying for the Lord to advent. So because of all their prayers, Mahaprabhu appeared. So then Srivas Thakur told Mahaprabhu that, you please come to my home and then perform Sankirtana with your closest associates. So, and that became the first Sankirtana. The Kirtan revolution began first in Shiva Sangan. We can say it became the headquarters of the Sankirtan movement, the first headquarters of Sankirtan movement. So Lord Chaitanya would come every day to Shiva. So what a glorious place it is. That Mahaprabhu would come, and very intimate associates. Not everyone were allowed. Only the pure devotees were allowed, because that Sankirtan was something so ecstatic and unbelievable, in the sense beyond any material imagination. And that Sankirtan is called Prema Sankirtan, full of ecstasy, and only pure devotees were allowed to witness that Sankirtan and experience that Sankirtan. So like Adadat Pandit, Advaita Acharya, Srivas Thakur, and many few of the other intimate associates were allowed in this night Kirtan, the nocturnal Kirtan at Shiva Sangan. So there were many pastimes, and it is also a glorious place, because Lord Chaitanya previously said that the 4 places that he is eternally present. 4 places he is eternally present. And what are those 4 places? Anyone would like to comment in your, in the comment, you can put it in this chat box. What are the 4 places where Mahaprabhu said that he would eternally present, is always present? Anyone would like to try? What are the 4 places Mahaprabhu is always present? Or you can unmute and say also, what are the 4 places Lord Chaitanya is always present? Yes, Shiva Sangan is one place. Wonderful. Very nice, Prabhu. Yeah, Shiva Sangan Vashanam Avasthana Kishori Mataji. Yes, Mother Sachi cooks where Nityananda Prabhu dances, Shilpi Mataji. Yes. Nityan, it said that Sachira Mandira, the Sachi Mata's house, and where she cooks, of course, and Nityanandera Nartana, Nityananda Prabhu, where he dances, and then Shiva Sangan. What's the one more place where Lord Chaitanya is always present? He's always present in this place. One more place where he's always present. This place is quite a famous place. To give you a clue, of course, Sankirtan, Jagannath Puri, all are wonderful answers. But this place we all are much familiar. Maybe I can give you a clue of one very popular pastime happens. Festival happens in this place. Yes, Panihati, but something closer to that.
Raghav Pandit.
Yes, Raghava Bhavan. Yes, Raghava Bhavan. Raghava Bhavan is the house of Raghava Pandit. How dear is Raghava Pandit? Of course, it is in Panihati. But as if you have to be specific, thank you, Pranapriya Mataji. That is the fourth one is Raghava Bhavan. So Sachi Mata's house, and where Lord Nityananda dances. And then he's in Shiva's Angan, where Shiva's Kirtani, where the Kirtan of Shiva's Thakur happens. And the fourth one is where, the Raghava Pandit's house. So these are the four places he's eternally present. So Shiva's Angan is such a glorious place. So even if you are visiting today, that means Lord Chaitanya is eternally present there. So what an amazing place to go there. So this and in this Shiva Sangha, there are many pastimes have happened. Many. We see in Chaitanya Bhagavat, Chaitanya Charitamrita, so many pastimes are given, but we will just touch upon a couple of pastimes what happened in Shiva Sangha. So one of the very famous pastime which happened in Shiva's Angan, I think in the last Gaur Purnima also, in the temple they actually performed this pastime as a drama, where once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ecstatically he would dance in such a way that his whole body would tremble, and then tears would pour like river, and then Mahaprabhu would roll on the ground in great ecstasy. So it's like just beyond imagination, and all the associates, they would go mad dancing. So such was the kirtan in Shiva Sangam happening, and in a closed doors. So one time what happened was one mendicant, one Brahmana, he came and then he requested Shiva's Thakur that I am hearing that something is happening every night here. I would like to see the pastime of Lord Chaitanya which is happening here, the Sankirtan. Then Shiva's Thakur said this is allowed only for the intimate associates and the pure devotees of the Lord. Yeah, it's not allowed. But then he would keep on requesting him, and he would say, I am a very austere sadhu. I only drink milk, nothing else. And so please allow me one time to have darshan of Lord Gauranga. So because he was very, very, very much requesting, Shiva's Thakur said, okay, I can allow you, but you don't you hide yourself at the corner and don't disturb Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan. And he said okay, and then he was hiding there, and then Lord Chaitanya was ecstatically dancing, and all of a sudden he stopped, and then he said that today I'm not feeling much ecstasy. I think someone who is not supposed to be here is here. Is present here. And who is that? So then everyone were feeling, oh, maybe we are unqualified and we have entered this like that. Each associate of the Lord was so humble, and they were feeling that they were so unqualified. Maybe Mahaprabhu is feeling not ecstasy because of them. But then later Mahaprabhu would find, then Shiva Thakur would say that, oh, sorry, today actually one mendicant, one ascetic, he has come, he is only drinking milk, and then I have allowed him inside. So Mahaprabhu would say that is drinking milk is a qualification to see my pastime, or to understand understand or to get love of Krishna. So then this mendicant sadhu, please I don't want him to be present here. Then Lord Chaitanya, then Srivas Thakur would take him out, and then this ascetic, he would feel very sad. Not sad because he was pushed out, but he was sad that, how Lord, I mean, he first felt very grateful that how Lord Chaitanya, even though I'm totally unqualified, he gave me an opportunity to witness this beautiful pastime. And so he was like kind of more grateful, and he felt himself very unqualified. So the moment he felt very unqualified, then unworthy and insignificant, that humbleness, humility attracted the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. Immediately Lord Chaitanya told Srivas Thakur, go and bring him inside. And in that way he was brought inside. So this pastime also shows that how humility attracts, because before he was very proud that he's only eating a very only drinking milk. He's very austere, he's full of tapasya, and I'm qualified, kind of he felt he's he's very worthy and qualified. So then he was taken out, but the moment he felt he is insignificant, and that attracted the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. So this pastime also shows that how that one has to always feel that whatever we have got in our life is purely the mercy of Guru, Gauranga and Vaishnavas, and I am nothing to be proud of, which we need to constantly kind of remind ourselves, because in our devotional life sometimes we get name, fame, glory, position, appreciation from devotees and from others. That is the nature of the devotees, to always appreciate and always glorify other devotees. But when we truly see deeply that how all these things, or whatever appreciation coming in our life, is purely the mercy of the Guru Parampara and the Lord himself and the Vaishnavas, and then we understand that actually I'm nothing to be proud of. So then we see that we can continue to get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. But the moment when we get overwhelmed and overtaken by those appreciation, fame and glory, and then what happens that we see we get into some test where Krishna shows us that actually you're insignificant. So this is a pastime, shows that how humility attracts the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, and this beautiful pastime happened in Srivas Angan. And similarly, another time also, Srivas Thakur's mother-in-law, she wanted to see Lord Chaitanya's pastime, and she went and hid herself covered by a basket. And that time also, Lord Chaitanya said that I'm not feeling any ecstasy and someone is here. Then Srivas Thakur could see that her mother-in-law was actually hiding there. And then she actually asked her to go out of this Kirtan pastime, the Kirtan area. And then Mahaprabhu later said that she's your she's your your mother-in-law, so you cannot deal with her like that. But then Mahaprabhu, then Srivas Thakur, of course he did it very in a humble way, but Srivas Thakur told that anyone who is disturbing your Sankirtan movement, I do not consider them as my relative, whoever it may be. But for me, your Sankirtan, is the most important thing. Your service is most important for me. So he was very, very, he was very focused, and he was completely, in the mood of only pleasing Lord Chaitanya. So one very interesting, a powerful, in fact, it is a very what I should say, a very heavy pastime happened in the same Srivas Angan. Is that one time when this ecstatic Kirtan was happening, Srivas Thakur's young son, he was ill and he was dead. And then what happened? He died when this ecstatic Kirtan was happening. Then all the family members, they came around this young child, and then they were all crying. So then Srivas Thakur could understand, he could hear some sound is coming, and then he went down and to see, and then he saw everyone is crying. Then he could see that this may affect the Sankirtan of Lord Chaitanya, disturb the Sankirtan of Lord Chaitanya. So he requested everyone to be quiet. Just imagine, own son has died, But because he was such an elevated, exalted devotee, his priority was to see Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan is not disturbed. He requested everyone to be quiet, and then he said that if you further cry, then you would also lose me. I will go in. I will jump into Ganga and commit suicide. I don't want Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan to get disturbed. So Lord Chaitanya was dancing and dancing in ecstasy. He could understand what's happening. Of course, he's the Supreme Lord himself. But then he came after some time. He said, Shivas, I could see something has happened here. Something inauspicious has happened. What is that? And then he said that my son has died. What? Such a big thing? What? How, why you didn't tell me? And then he said that, I don't want your Sankirtan to get disturbed. And then Lord Chaitanya went to the child, where the child was lying. He said, he touched his lotus hands on the child, and the child woke up, and then this child started speaking something very wonderful. The child was saying, oh my dear Lord, I'm so thankful, I'm very grateful for your darshan, that Shivas Thakur, Lord Chaitanya would say, why did you leave Shivas and Malini? Malini is the wife of Shivas Thakur. And Malini is also a great devotee in Krishna Leela. Malini was the nurse, one of the nurse of Krishna. Her name was Ambika. And she had the opportunity, she had the blessing to feed Krishna her own breast milk. So Ambika, so the same Ambika came as Malini Devi, wife of Shivas Thakur. And Malini Devi, why did you leave Shivas and Malini? So then the child would say that I had many, many parents, and in this life I got this very exalted devotee, Shivas Thakur and Malini Devi, as my pure devotees, as my parents. Now I have got the opportunity. I was already going towards the spiritual world. By your mercy, I got this opportunity to go back now and join the eternal pastimes of the Lord. So please give me permission to go back. So then everyone was so stunned, and then the child would ask permission from everyone, and Malini Devi and please. They were happy to see that the child is going back to Krishna, and then Mahaprabhu gave his permission and blessings, and the child went back to Godhead. Then Lord Chaitanya said, please do not feel the loss of your child. Now me and Lord Nityananda are your two children. How wonderful, huh? That Lord declared that myself and Lord Nityananda are your sons. So we see throughout the pastimes, especially in Chaitanya Bhagavata, Lord Nityananda would behave exactly like a own son of Malini Devi. Very, very sweet and wonderful pastimes. So that is a glory of Srivas Thakur. Just imagine in life certain small things happens. Very easily we as conditioned souls get so disturbed. Sometimes, when we are not able to chant because, we had a tough day, or we had to go through some difficult time. We struggle to chant our rounds, or we struggle to practice Krishna consciousness. We keep ourselves away from the association of devotees because we are mentally disturbed. But here we see what a personality is Srivas Thakur. I mean, we can't imitate the pure devotees, but it's such an amazing inspiration, that the pure devotees are undisturbed. He kept devotion over material attachment. That is very hard, very, very hard. And here we see Srivas Thakur and Malini Devi setting such an example of a pure devotee, keeping Lord Chaitanya's service and Lord Chaitanya as their highest priority. That is unshakable faith. Generally, the faith very easily gets shaken in our lives. We see that, right? Very easily. Small things comes also so disturbing. We see small things in someone's life, but when our life comes, we are like so disturbed. Oh my God, we might have been practicing for many years. Maybe we have read so many books. We heard so many lectures. We have had many association of devotees, but it's very hard. But we see, the pure devotees like Srivas Thakur, stunning examples of how they were unshaken. So this is something. So Lord Chaitanya himself was very touched by the devotion of Srivas Thakur. This is the way the pure devotees, they conquer the hearts of the Lord. The Lord has nothing else. They purchase the Lord by their unalloyed devotion. So this is something very, very, very amazing. Completely focused, nothing else. It's amazing. And we see that once Lord Chaitanya asked, to Srivas Thakur, you have such a big family, because, and how do you maintain yourself? You are all the time absorbed in chanting the holy names. And then Srivas Thakur would say, he clapped 3 times, and Srivas Thakur would say, I wait for one day. If I don't get, if there is no food in the house, I chant, I pray, I worship, I wait. The second day I continue to worship and pray and fast. And the third day, if I don't get, then I would jump in Ganga, which never happened. So that means he had such a complete, faith in the Lord, that the Lord is the ultimate protector. As Krishna says in the Gita, the promise that Ananya chintayanto mam ejana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyam. So for the unalloyed devotees who has undeviated devotion, they have no other, they are not deviated or distracted. They are fully focused, ananya chinta. So unwavering devotion. For those people, what Krishna promises, I carry what they lack, and I preserve what they have. And in the case of Srivas Thakur, he is completely dependent on the Lord. That is one of the 6 aspects of surrender. Surrender has got 6 aspects, like accepting things that are favorable and rejecting things which are unfavorable. And the most important, Avashya Krishna Rakshibe. That means surely Krishna will protect me. They have such a strong 100% faith, not even iota of doubt. 100% Krishna will protect me at all circumstances. That's their faith. So, and we see Srivas Thakur, he had such a faith that even my food I don't have to, worry about, because at the end of the day, Krishna is the ultimate provider. He's the maintainer. He's the proprietor. He's the controller. So he was completely dependent, surrendered, to the Lord. Srivas Thakur, being a grihastha, imagine with such a big family. And once Lord Chaitanya wanted to test Srivas Thakur. So she went to Srivas Thakur and he asked, oh, why are you keeping this Lord Nityananda in your house? Nityananda is Avaduta, he is like, sometimes he wanders in the street, sometimes he jumps into Ganga and catches a crocodile. He does many weird things. Why are you keeping Nityananda? Just ask him to go out, because you are keeping an Avaduta in your house. And Srivas Thakur immediately replied to Lord Chaitanya, oh my dear Lord, please do not test me. I know Lord Nityananda is your counterpart. He is very dear to you. In fact, whoever takes shelter of Lord Nityananda is more dear to you. So, whether Nityananda does anything, but he is my object of love. And when Srivas Thakur's, faith on Lord Nityananda was, so fixed, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very pleased, very, very pleased. And he said that, even Lord, Mother Lakshmi, if at all, Lakshmi Devi is the one who provides, Annapurni, like she has many names. She is the source of everything, all the prosperity, wealth, everything. And even if she has to become poverty stricken, Srivas, I am giving you this benediction that you will never go poor. Your house will be always abundant with food and everything. So you will never be poverty stricken. And that was a promise given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that there will be always, everything will be in abundance in Shiva Sangam. So in that way, we see how these pure devotees are beyond our imagination. Their devotion is so fixed, so surrendered, so selfless. The mood of Srivas Thakur we see here. So this is one such wonderful pastime happened in Srivas Thakur's house. Then another beautiful pastime we see that is also is that Mahaprabhu was giving. So he was. There was one. Okay, before going that one, this pastime of one. There were many envious people also around that place. There are, every place has got good people and bad people. So when Shiva's Thakur's house, this Shiva Sangha and the night Kirtan was going on, there were some envious people who would always criticize Shiva's Thakur. Oh, what are you doing inside? And they will come up with a lot of rumors. So we can see that this is something which we cannot avoid. Sometimes we see in our own lives, or when we do this services, sankirtan or preaching services, we see that some people are very favorable, some people are not favorable. Like even when you go for book distribution, some people appreciate, wow, you're doing such an amazing service. Some people would say, what are you doing here, why are you doing this, like this. We see, we all have some experience. And so if you see, Shiva's Thakur also had this experience. Pure devotees are having this experience. So then there would be envious people who would always criticize, stop the kirtan, stop this, all those kind of stuff. And then Shiva's Thakur, one day what happened, one person very envious, his name is Gopal Chapal, and he was so envious that he wanted to bring a bad name for Shiva's Thakur. So what he did was, when this night kirtan was going on inside, he kept all the paraphernalias. Like paraphernalias means not the auspicious paraphernalias, like meat and wine bottles and some puja, which they Durga, people offer some, not Durga Devi in a nice mood, but people who are like in a tamasic mood, they offer like wine, meat and other stuff, and sindoor and many other things were kept outside. Why he kept all these things? Because he wanted all the neighborhood to see that Shiva's Thakur, he's telling that he's doing kirtan inside, but actually he's doing something tantric and other kind of stuff, and he's actually drinking and doing bad stuff. This was the intention of Gopal Chapal. What a intention, bad intention. Then what happened was, when Shiva's Thakur came in the morning and he saw all these things in front of the house, but he was not disturbed at all. He called all the neighborhood. You know what he said? He said, you see all my neighbors, you see I am such a fallen person, this is what I am doing every day. But the good neighbors, they didn't actually believe it. They could understand Shiva's Thakur is very pure. And they are, they came and then cleared all the things and cleansed the place. But because of this great offense to a pure devotee, Gopal Chapal got leprosy. And Gopal Chapal got such a severe leprosy that he could not stay. Everyone, like kind of kept him, they didn't want to go near to him. So he has to move out of the, the main town and go in a far off place and sit down, and he was crying and he was lamenting. So once when Lord Chaitanya was crossing that place, he begged Lord Chaitanya for his mercy. Please, my dear Lord, help me to come out of this. Please bless me that I can come out of this disease. Lord Chaitanya was so angry. As we all know, Lord Chaitanya is so merciful. He's called Mahavadanyaya, the most magnanimous personality. He gave mercy to all kinds of people, including the animals, which we discussed before. But how come that Lord Chaitanya got angry and he did not give mercy to Gopal Chapal? Yeah, here is the point. He gave mercy to everybody, but not to the offenders of his pure devotees. He gave mercy for those people who offended him. Like Krishna also, same as Lord Chaitanya. When someone offends the Lord, he is ready to give them mercy. But he cannot tolerate the offense towards his pure devotees. So Lord Chaitanya became very angry You suffer like this for millions of years. And he said, go to Shiva's Thakur. First time he didn't say, you suffer millions of years like this. He got angry and he left the place. Then Gopal Chapal was like suffering more and more. And another time Lord Chaitanya passed by. And then he again begged. When Lord Chaitanya could see that he's repenting for his offenses, then Lord Chaitanya felt compassionate. And then he said, go and beg forgiveness from Shiva's Thakur. If he forgives you, then your life is successful. So then he ran to Shiva's Thakur. Then someone told to Shiva's Thakur, you know what? Lord Chaitanya told that if you forgive Gopal Chapal, then he can be freed from this disease. Otherwise, he is going to rot for millions of years. And then Shiva's Thakur said, what offense? Gopal Chapal has not done any offense. I am so unworthy and insignificant. How can I actually forgive someone? I am nobody. I am so unworthy. And then all the associates of Mahaprabhu said, come on. And we know that you are so humble. You think yourself insignificant. But Lord Chaitanya considers you as a pure devotee. And if you're not going to forgive, then that's it. Gopal Chapal's life is gone. So please, you go and forgive, Gopal Chapal. Then Shiva's Thakur went and immediately accepted Gopal Chapal, and then Lord Chaitanya embraced Gopal Chapal. And that's it. He was cured from leprosy, and he also joined the Sankirtan movement. Very amazing. So Srila Prabhupada mentions that this Hare Krishna movement is not for envious people. And he says that the purpose of this movement is to transform the heart of envious people, because we all have got envy in our heart. Because of this envious nature only, we have fallen down from spiritual world. Because in the spiritual world, we all were blissfully serving Krishna, but when we saw Krishna was given all that worship, we felt that why I could not get that worship. So we had this envious nature manifested. Then Krishna said, this is not the place, to express, to have envy. So you go to the material world. That's why we have fallen down to the material world. And when we deeply analyze, because of our envious nature, we have come down to this world. That is a root cause. Root cause we are in this material existence is because of this enviousness. And this enviousness expands to others, not only to the Lord and to all the part and parcels of the Lord. That someone is excelling in anything, then we feel that why that person, why not me? Why he is chosen, why not me? Why he is happy, why not me? So this envious nature is so deep rooted, and millions of lifetimes we have taken, and it is so difficult to uproot this anartha. Other anarthas can be uprooted, but this is so deep. That's why we can actually engage all our anarthas in Krishna's service, like lust. Anger can also be engaged in Krishna's service. We can be angry for those who are unfavorable to Krishna. And even lust can be engaged in Krishna's service, that can transform to love. And even we can be proud to be a Krishna servant. So all other anarthas can be domiciled in Krishna's service or in a Krishna conscious way. But one thing we cannot engage in Krishna service, that is envy. Envy is such a powerful thing that it pulls us down. Whenever we go in spiritual life, we are going up and up and up. And when we become when that enviousness manifests in a very bigger way, then we commit offense. The offense comes because of the envy. When we go deep and analyze the root cause of the offense which we commit to others is because I am great. Why this person is enjoying. I deserve all the position. I deserve all fame. I deserve everything, man. Why someone else is getting it? And that's where we speak bad about the other person. We actually we criticize, we find fault. All these kind of things manifest because of the root cause anartha, which is envy. That's why, Krishna says to Arjuna, because you are non-envious, I am giving you this confidential knowledge. Nirmatsara. Matsara means envy. Nirmatsara. So, enviousness is something very deeply rooted, which is something for us to constantly reflect and pray to the Lord and make some effort also to get out of this envious mentality, which is very, very detrimental in our spiritual life, and which further causes all these offenses, and this offenses slows down our progress. Many times we feel, or sometimes at least we feel, that why I'm not able to chant nicely, why I'm not getting some little taste for holy name, because of offenses. The offense chokes. It chokes our progress, chokes our advancement in spiritual life. So here Mahaprabhu is showing this example of Gopal Chapal's life, that how envy towards a pure devotee, which is basically the offense towards a pure devotee, has caused such a great damage and destruction in the life of Gopal Chapal. And how the other side, the pure devotees, they never feel themselves worthy, and they don't even take offense. They don't even someone is offending, someone is criticizing, someone is, what an amazing state of consciousness, that they are so undisturbed, because they don't feel that they are qualified. Okay, someone has told me, I will only feel offended when I feel that I am worthy, and someone has told me I am unworthy. But when someone already feels unworthy, if somebody says you are useless, you are this, you are that, why will I take it as an offense? Because I feel anyway I am insignificant. So that state is very difficult. But this is a stage we aspire for, because we are aspiring for Krishna Prem, the goal of life. For that, these qualities are important. Unless one uproots this envy, how is it possible that one can actually get prema? Impossible, isn't it? So anartha nivriti, then only we go to the nishtha stage, steadiness. Many times we say, why I'm not steady in my Krishna consciousness, in the sense that our practice is more thick and thin. Sometimes very enthusiastic, sometimes we are like as if nothing, like we are so down. This thick and thin is happening because of the anarthas, because we are still in the anartha nivriti stage. That's why we are not able to go to the next stage, which is nishtha, which is like fixed. So sometimes what we think is that, oh, why I'm not fixed. We have to understand a point. Why we have to falsely imagine that I'm already in nishtha stage, as if we are in nishtha stage and I'm not able to be steady. We are unnecessarily stressing ourselves. But at the same time, we need to understand, I'm still in anartha nivriti. I'm making an effort, and I need to make an effort. But not falsely thinking ourselves already in a nishtha stage. We are not in that stage. We are in the stage of anartha nivriti, and I'm constantly fighting against these anarthas. But this is not in a negative note, but that we have recognized our anarthas. That's the success. There are many people who are not even able to recognize that they have an anartha. Like, we have diagnosed the disease, it's just the treatment, So, and the treatment is already there. So we need to follow the process, and then we will be fine. But many could not even diagnose. So that's why here Srila Prabhupada mentions a lot about this in this pastime, that how Lord Chaitanya, being the most magnanimous, became, he totally neglected Gopal Chapal. The most merciful Lord also becomes, apparently merciless when actually we commit offense towards his pure devotees. So it is something very, very striking, and something to watch out. So this is one pastime which happened against Srivas Thakur, and how Srivas Thakur exhibited his divine qualities. These pure devotees, they always exhibit these qualities, and this is something a very inspiring one, because in our life, when small things happens, how we get disturbed, how we act, how we react, it's sad, in a sense, to see that the reactions are not not really very, in a Vaishnava way. So when we constantly, that's why when we constantly read the characters, the qualities, and the pastimes of the pure devotees, it opens our eyes. Come on, where I stand in my devotional life. Have I begun Krishna consciousness? Is this the way I deal with devotees? Is this the way I have to do it? So it gives a constant reminder in a very positive, in a very devotional mood. It actually uplifts us. It just lifts us up from all of our lower consciousness instantly. And when we constantly in touch, remembering and meditating on this beautiful pastimes, especially of the associates of Mahaprabhu, it is very helpful for us to forgive others, to be very careful in our dealings with the devotees. It helps us. So the more we are in touch, the more we are protected. And this Shiva Sangan is also called Kola Banga Danga. Kol Banga Danga. It is a place. Yesterday our children, PS children, they did a very nice drama in our Mahavyuha program. How Chand Kazi, the local magistrate of Nawab Hussain Shah, he was getting so many complaints from the local envious people that Shiva's Thakur's house, so much loud kirtan is going on and we need to stop this kirtan. And Chand Kazi was also already against, and his house was not too far. His house is not too far from Shiva Sangan. If we go to Mayapur, we can see Chand Kazi Samadhi there. And then Chand Kazi, one particular day when so much he was hearing, he personally went there and he broke the mridanga. And when Lord Chaitanya heard this information, he became, he actually asked all his associates to gather in big numbers, thousands of devotees, like a torchlight procession, everyone with great harinam marching towards Chand Kazi's place. And then, of course, we all know that when he broke the mridanga, that night Chand Kazi got a dream where Lord Nrsimhadev came, and then he was, with his claws, he was like tearing his chest. So when Chand Kazi was already kind of shaken completely, and when Lord Chaitanya came, they had a very beautiful conversation, and then finally he said that he got this dream, and then Lord Chaitanya, then he gave a promise that he will never stop the Sankirtan movement, not only himself but the future generations, whoever is coming, would never stop the Sankirtan of Lord Chaitanya. So even now we see that when they do a Sankirtan there, they had this one they carry one mark which says that the Lord Chaitanya Sankirtan can never be stopped. Chand Kazi has personally has given that promise. And now we go to Chand Kazi Samadhi. People do go there and offer their respects to Chand Kazi. And there you have two trees. I'll show you this picture as well. Where is my picture? Sorry, give me a second. You are able to see the screen?
Yes, Mataji, we can see your WhatsApp 2 out of 5. That one.
Okay, sorry. Mine is not opening. Okay. The screen. Okay, give me a second. Press. Okay. Yeah. This is the Chand Kazi Samadhi. Oh, it's not coming. Okay, I need to stop and.
Maybe you can try resharing Mataji one
Yeah,
time.
Prabhu. Sorry, just a minute.
No
So this
problem.
is a place you would have all gone probably. I'll anyway share this. This is the one, Chand Kazi Samadhi. So we
Yes, we
see
can
here,
see. Yeah.
yeah, I can see, yeah, okay. So there are two plants here, two trees here. One is a tree, Champaka tree, and a little whitish kind of, fair color. The other one is the neem tree. Both the trees are there because Chand Kazi was also called as Champak. And then there is a Champaka tree, and as we all know, Lord Mahaprabhu appeared under a neem tree, Nimai. So both the trees are here, so devotees go there and offer respects. And yeah, so I think chant Kasi in Krishna Leela was Kamsa, if I am right. So all the, so they are not ordinary people in a sense. They are all associates of Lord Krishna. They came as associates of Mahaprabhu. So this is another one we can see here. So just want to share one more pastime also. This where this Mahaprakash Leela also happened in see here. Yeah, the Mahaprakash Leela happened in Shiva Sangan. That means this is a place where Lord Gauranga, you can see he was seated on a throne, Vishnu's throne, and you can see Adishesha as an umbrella. And because as we know, Mahaprabhu did not, he came as a very confidential avatar, very secret, hidden avatar. So he did not openly declare himself as Mahaprabhu, as Krishna in most of the time, but we see a few occasions he manifested his full opulence. So one of those special moment was this in Shiva Sangan, where 21 hours non-stop he was giving benediction seated on a throne of Vishnu, and devotees were performing Abhishek with all the paraphernalias. They were offering Arati. This pastime is also called Sat Prakariya Bhava. That means Sat, 7. Prakariya is a 3-hour duration. So 3 into 7, 21 hours. So here he, Advaita Acharya, everyone he gave benediction. And as we know, this is the time, he said to Murari Gupta, you are actually Hanumanji. And he showed him, because Murari Gupta was actually Hanuman who took Hanumanji who took this role of Murari Gupta in the Chaitanya Leela. So he was always in meditation of Lord Ramachandra. So Mahaprabhu in this Mahaprakash Leela, he showed himself as Lord Ramachandra. So Murari Gupta could see Lord Ramachandra there and himself as Hanuman. His whole form was completely transformed. And also he also saw that he gave this benediction to Kolavecha Sridhar in this place only. The banana sales, banana products seller, how he got Lord Chaitanya's, how Lord Chaitanya benedicted with Krishna Prem. So that happened here. And this is the same place, Shiva Sangan, that Mahaprabhu also gave Duki, the maid servant of Shiva's Thakur. Mahaprabhu says she is no more Duki, she is Sukhi. So this also happened in Shiva Sangan during the Mahaprakash Leela. And Lord Chaitanya also gave, announced, he said to all the associates of who gathered there, he said that everyone in Shiva's house is very dear to me. Including the maid servant, including the animals, including the insects. Everyone I am giving Krishna Prem, because they are connected to my pure devotee Srivas Thakur. So how wonderful. We may not be pure devotees, but when we connect ourselves to pure devotees, when we take shelter of pure devotees, then our life will be successful. Just like these insects, these dogs, the cats, the animals in Srivas Thakur. They are not even in a human form of life. Just imagine. But just even in the animal form of life, they could get the ultimate perfection, that is Krishna Prem, just being connected to the pure devotee Srivas Thakur. So if we connect ourselves to the pure devotees like Srila Prabhupada and the disciples of Srila Prabhupada and the representatives, then we see that we can also get the mercy of Lord Gauranga, because Lord Gauranga is sold out to his devotees. Many times we see that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said to few the devotees that like even to the Vasudeva Datta, he said that, oh, you have purchased me, you can sell me anywhere in the shop. You can sell me anywhere in the market. Like that, Mahaprabhu completely gives himself, for the pure devotees. So this is a very another beautiful. So much. It's a very long leela of Mahaprakash leela. How so many, and also there was another pastime. How Devananda Pandit. He was also, he was very, he was. Before he was like a impersonalist, and he was propagating the impersonalist philosophy and Mayavada philosophy. And once when Shiva Thakur went to hear Srimad Bhagavatam class, in the Devananda Pandit's ashram, there Shiva Thakur was going in ecstasy. He was, he was in ecstasy in Krishna Prem, crying and making sound and this thing. And then the Devananda Pandit, the other the associates, they saw that he's making disturbance, and they threw Shiva Thakur out from the place. And because of that offense, Lord Chaitanya said that he don't want to look at the face of Devananda Pandit. So then later he realized and he asked forgiveness. Then that happened in Koladvipa. This Koladvipa, when we were describing the 9 islands, we said this Koladvipa is a place, is also called Aparadha Bhanjan place, where one can ask for forgiveness for Vaishnava Aparadha. So that's a place. Devananda Pandit was forgiven for his offense to Shiva Thakur. Shiva Thakur forgave him. So whenever you see this pastimes be here, Mahaprabhu always makes a point that when someone has offended a devotee, that they should go to that devotee and ask for forgiveness. Then Mahaprabhu forgives. So we see that here. So their devotees go and take. Sometimes we may not know whom we have done, committed offense. So then we take the dust and put it on our head. That is also one way of getting seeking forgiveness. So that place, everyone goes and take the dust, roll on the ground and ask for forgiveness there. So that is also another one. So like that we see how Shiva Thakur, we see so many lessons. So what I would like to hear from all of you, I'm concluding the pastime. I would say one thing. There are many lessons we can learn from Shiva Thakur's pastime. Many inspiration we can take from Shiva Thakur's pastimes. I would like to hear from you, so maybe you can put it in the chat box, whatever comes to your mind. In that way we all can kind of recollect and remind ourselves and meditate. This Wednesday, Shiva Thakur's appearance day. So one devotee asked what prayer or what should we ask for Shiva Thakur, what prayer we should ask, or how we can actually please Shiva Thakur. So Shiva Thakur will be very pleased if we chant the Hare Krishna mantra. You know why? Because Shiva Thakur is none other than Narada Muni, right? And Narada Muni, as we all know, he was always chanting Krishna's name. And he was the one, when Dwapara Yuga was about to end, when when Krishna entered Rukmani's palace, that time Narada Muni also went there, and then Narada Muni was very sad, and Lord Krishna asked, why are you so sad? And he said, you're going to wind up your pastimes, my dear Lord. Then what will happen to the people of Kali Yuga? And that time Lord Krishna said, don't worry, I'm going to appear again, and I'm going to appear in the mood of Srimati Radharani, and I will be Gauranga. And then you tell all the devatas to appear, in my Leela. And Narada Muni himself came as Shiva Thakur. And one of the most important thing, and how the people of Kali Yuga will be delivered by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. So that's one of the main reasons, or the external reason Lord Chaitanya came to give the Yuga Dharma, the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. So on Shiva Thakur's appearance day, when we chant more the Hare Krishna mantra, more rounds of Hare Krishna mantra, we help others to chant, and we beg Shiva Thakur to bless us with the Nama Ruchi, so that we can develop taste for the holy name. So in that way, we can beg Srivas Thakur on that particular day, and we please him by chanting more and distributing the holy name in the form of books, or share this holy name with others, inspire others to chant. So in that way we can actually please Srivas Thakur. And also we can meditate on all those qualities, and pray to Srivas Thakur to develop those those devotion to Lord Gauranga, how he was so attached to Lord Chaitanya, how we beg Srivas Thakur to develop that attraction, affection and attachment to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. And how we can actually how Narada Muni was so eager that Lord Chaitanya to come and then deliver others. His heart is always Jiva Doya. As we see Narada Muni, he was the spiritual master of Dhruva Maharaj, Prahalad Maharaj, and we see Valmiki, how he became Valmiki. We know Mrigari became Valmiki because of Narada Muni. So many personalities we see, the great personalities. Narada Muni was a spiritual master, and he was a guide who has helped them to become those exalted personalities. So that means Narada Muni is a very, very great devotee, pure devotee, who has come as Srivas Thakur. So we beg Srivas Thakur to give us this mercy of Jiva Doya, Namaruchi, taste for the holy name, Jiva Doya, having compassion for others. Unless this heart of compassion we have, we cannot actually preach to others. And in fact, it is something very, it's not something which can manifest immediately. We see Srila Prabhupada full of compassion. That's why Prabhupada, risked his own life and then, shared the message of Lord Chaitanya all over the world. And he gave all these books for us to read. He gave the holy name. How much we are indebted to Srila Prabhupada, because it's full of Jiva Doya. And all the Acharya Parampara full of Jiva Doya. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says these three things are something which we need to beg for, which we need to aspire for. What is that? Nama Ruchi, Jiva Doya and Vaishnava Seva. We see throughout Chaitanya Leela, we see how much Lord Chaitanya loves his devotees. Lord Chaitanya's devotees love him so much, and they love him so much. It's a competition going on. So much loving interactions. This is something very inspiring. So how we can serve the Vaishnavas? Serving Vaishnavas are in so many ways. One is of course serving prasadam, but there are many other ways of serving as well. When the Vaishnavas are going through a difficult period, we give them, we actually give them, we go and spend some time with them. We can read scriptures for them. We can uplift them. Of course, if they are juniors, but if they are seniors, we see in what way we can render service. We can assist, if they are doing some service, we can assist them. So that they can carry on with their service. So many ways. And if someone is going through difficulty in their spiritual life, material life, whatever it is, how we can help them, that Vaishnava, so that they can advance in their Krishna consciousness. So like that, so many ways. Hearing, listening to the problems or the difficulties, that itself is a great service. So like that, so many are there ways we can actually serve the Vaishnavas, and Jiva Doya for all the living entities. How we can, that's why the Bhakti Vriksha, we try to help many people to connect, so that we can we get the contacts, or we connect those contacts, we cultivate them, so that they can actually advance in their Krishna consciousness. And care, so cultivation and care we give, so that they can become devotees. So much to do. So so we can beg Srivas Thakur for the mercy, for this three important aspects of Krishna consciousness. We can beg for and seek the mercy of Srivas Thakur. So I'll stop here. And is there anything you would like to share? Any of the lessons from Shiva's talk. Maybe a few points and we'll end the session. It'll be very nice to reflect on that. So if you can put some, or you want to unmute and say, that's also okay. It'll be nice to hear at least a couple of reflections. Is that okay? What we can learn from Shiva's Thakur's life? Yeah, everything can be engaged in service of lordships except envy. Yeah, that's a very powerful message. Yeah, thank you, Tarani Mataji. Yes, unflinching devotion. Yes, Varsana Mataji. Yeah, some takeaways. Humility attracts the mercy of the Lord. Unwavering devotion in midst of disturbances. Yes, and that's a perfect. Is exemplified. Shiva's Thakur exemplified, in those unwavering devotion. Yes. Yeah. Anything else? Faith in the holy name. He was always, even though whoever says, whatever anyone says, he was always chanting the holy name. Complete dependent on Krishna. And devotion above material attachment. Service to devotees. He opened his doors for the devotees to come and take mercy. Compassion. Yes. Compassion. Yeah. So much we can say. So yeah, wonderful. Thank you. So we can keep reflecting and more we will get. Nityananda Prabhu as the object of love. Yeah, what an amazing thing, isn't it? That's it. Mahaprabhu was conquered by that. Nityananda Prabhu, because of his love for Nityananda Prabhu. Yeah. When we have love for his devotees, that's also, sometimes we may not directly have that love for the Lord, but then when we have love for his devotees, then that attracts the mercy of the Lord. Service to Lord is more important than any self-troubles, like Shiva's Thakur said. Yeah, amazing. That's mind-blowing thing. Can't still something to contemplate on that. Yeah, so amazing. So also I would like to say, in the sense, envy cannot be engaged in Krishna service. Yes, true. Jiva Doya, Namaruchi, Jiva Doya, and Vaishnava Seva. Something which Srila Bhakti Thakur emphasized. Yes. Yeah, exactly. That's the essence. And yeah, so now, this Bhadra Purnima campaign is not just because of Bhadra Purnima campaign. We're not just doing for campaigns. But Mahaprabhu personally recommended Srimad Bhagavatam. He said that he himself heard Dhruva Charitra and Prahlad's, pastimes hundreds and hundreds of times. He relished it, in the mood of a devotee. And so this is something even in Chaitanya Charitamrita, if you see the very first Adi Leela, in the very beginning, in the preface, Srila Prabhupada mentions that Lord Chaitanya, he says Lord Chaitanya also teaches that Srimad Bhagavatam is a spotless narration of transcendental knowledge, and that the highest goal in human life is to develop unalloyed love for Krishna. So Srimad Bhagavatam is something recommended. Bolo Krishna, Bhajo Krishna, Koro Krishna Siksha. It's Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, recommended by Lord Chaitanya. So the more because they are fully the pastimes of the devotees. So Bhagavatam also fully devotees, and Chaitanya Charitamrita is full of devotees. That's why we should read these two books, because Bhagavad Gita is like a sutra. It is like principles. But how do I apply the principles in my life unless I know the examples? So that is why Bhagavatam is an example. It shows of people who lived those principles. And Chaitanya Charitamrita going even more deeper of Vaishnava relations. In Bhagavatam, it is like different personalities with different qualities, Vaishnava qualities we see. And in Chaitanya Charitamrita, we see that, and we see the loving relationships, the Vaishnava etiquette, the love, what I should say, unparalleled love of the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu towards the Lord and towards the devotees. Mind-blowing, actually. So when we constantly swim in this nectar of Chaitanya Charitamrita, and in the books like Srimad Bhagavatam, then it helps us to bring us back on track, our mind. The mind is so wild, this conditioned mind. We hear 100 things. That moment is so pacified, so wonderful. The mind is like a pure devotee at the moment. But the moment we leave the association, the wild mind goes back to the material consciousness. So, how do I bring back? That's where we need to take shelter of these books. When we keep reading, then we can very easily pull the mind back to spiritual consciousness. Very powerful and uplifting. That is why reading Srila Prabhupada books, especially Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, is something very wonderful to keep ourselves in the spiritual consciousness. So I'll stop here. It is something so wonderful, we cannot just stop. It is that is the beauty of, even in a conditioned state. I was wondering this point when I was reading today so many pastimes of Shiva's Thakur. I was just wondering, even in a very conditioned state at this point of time, with all the anarthas, we can feel so much sweetness and taste in this nectarian pastimes of Lord Chaitanya and his associates. Just imagine pure devotees, how much they would taste, how much they would relish this nectar of Chaitanya Charitamrita. It is unbelievable. So, so we are so fortunate, we are so grateful to Srila Prabhupada for taking so much pain to write this translator, especially this purports are so wonderful. Only a pure devotee can bring that mood. Otherwise someone can just write a mechanical purport and explanation. But Prabhupada's every word is just like nectar is dripping, this dripping nectar, dripping, and we have to just drink it, even in a conditioned state. That's an amazing thing. Even in the conditioned state we can drink. What to speak about being a pure devotee? It's amazing. So yeah, thank you so much, and I'm very grateful to all of you, and to have this platform Krishna has given, the mercy of Vaishnavas and the seniors and the Guru Parampara, to have a platform to speak even in a very conditioned state, to share this nectar of Chaitanya Leela is so uplifting. So I'm truly grateful to all of you, and yeah, thank you so much. So we will see Shiva's Thakur appearance day, Wednesday. Let's get into that mood. Today is Monday, we have a Tuesday, one more day. We can, it is something, Mananam is important. Shravanam is hearing, but something else is important, Mananam. That means reflecting. What I heard, what is that in that pastime, and then smaranam is possible. Then we do the smaranam, then we actually put it in our life. Okay, what can I apply? So we have a day left to reflect on all these pastimes, and then we can truly from heart beg to Shiva's Thakur that day. Something which will help us to go forward in our devotion life, especially our connection with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the Vaishnavas. Yeah. So thank you so much. Shiva's Thakur ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. We'll have a quick darshan. Is that okay? Yeah. Hari Bol. Thank you so much. And just Hare Krishna devotees. Hare Krishna, can you see?
No, Mataji, we can
Not
see.
yet, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji,
Yeah,
we
we can
can. I
see
have highlighted
Mataji.
everyone.
Thank you so much. Yeah, yesterday also we got the opportunity to see Lord Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, Maharani, and also Panchatattva Gaunita, and so many Gaunitai darshan. That was so wonderful. I mean, we are so blessed to have darshan of so many lordships by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and the Guru Parampara. So wonderful. So again, we are getting an opportunity to have darshana of the Lordships, Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Marani, Sudarshan Chakra, and Panchatattva and Gaur Nitai. So yeah, Srivas Thakur is here. We pray for his mercy and blessings, and that we can develop some drop of devotion, a drop of that devotion, pure devotion, um, towards Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So yeah, thank you so much, and we'll catch up next week. So next week we have something interesting happening from next week onwards, because we have Ramanavami coming up. So another 2 to 3 weeks we will be having something in connection with Lord Ram. We will be having pastimes. We'll be discussing pastimes of Lord Ramachandra, and various associates of Lord Ramachandra. We'll be having some quiz also on Ramayan. So let's gear up for that, Ramalila. And yeah, thank you so much for joining today. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda ki Jai. Mande Hari Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Thank you. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Mataji, Hare Krishna. Telegrams. Hare Krishna.
Bol Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandit Pranam, Hari Bol, Gauranga night, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Fashion Mataji. Ah, Fashion Mataji. Fashion Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Dandit Pranam.